Coming up on Kochie's Business Builders, brand strategy tips to keep Roundabout Circus flying high, the sustainable salon that's turning heads, plus entrepreneur David Light illuminates the secrets behind Icon by Design. G'day and welcome to another episode of Kochie's Business Builders, where we uncover the stories behind thriving businesses and offer expert advice to help them soar to even greater heights. Thank you for joining us today. We're diving into the colourful world of Roundabout Circus, a dynamic circus school nestled in the heart of the Central Coast of New South Wales. Founded by Rachel Peters and Andy Long, this vibrant community hub has been igniting locals' passion for circus arts for over 7 years. While they may have won the loyalty of their community, Rachel and Andy have bigger dreams for their business. To help them with their vision, we've sent along brand strategy expert Karen Eck, founder of The Power of Visibility, to help propel Roundabout Circus to new heights.
Rachel and Andy, what an amazing space.
Thank
I
you.
love it. I'd love to really know a lot more about your journey. So tell us, how did it start and how did you get to be here?
We used to actually be healthcare professionals and circus was a hobby for us. And then we did a project called Performers Without Borders, twice in India, in Turkey. We were just really passionate about spreading the joy of circus, and what we saw through working with kids in developing countries, we just really wanted to bring that home. So we decided to set up Roundabout Circus here on the Central Coast, and that was in 2017. In the same year, I started a private practice as a dietitian, and after a while decided circus was more fun.
So you have a lot of different audiences. So tell us a little bit more about who your main clients are.
We teach all ages. So one element of Roundabout is classes, and that's our main focus, I guess. And we teach from toddlers to seniors. We teach circus skills, and that is for everyone, that it's not just for people that want to be elite performers, but it's for people that just want to have fun.
So how well do people know Roundabout Circus?
Here on the Central Coast, we're at a lot of community events.
We often go to the park. We got funding from the council to run a free, just a play in the park kind of thing, which I really enjoy because you get the different multi-generational play. You got, mum and dad hula hooping with their kids and things, and grandma and grandpa.
And the word of mouth makes a really big difference. Exactly.
We do teach classes, but we also do parties. We do event entertainment. We do events here. We've had cabaret nights, and we have our performance troupe shows and things that we do in-house, plus team building and all sorts of things. Right. But I think people have a certain idea of what a circus is. That it's a big top and it's just a travelling circus, and we're very different to that.
We've even done juggling for people with special needs and dementia, and working with those groups in the healthcare kind of way. Often
when people see us in one setting, there's not always the thought that these other things are even an option.
So it sounds like you may have a bit of a PR opportunity.
Yes,
it's not a problem. I think you have an opportunity to do a little bit more in the PR space and to generate some publicity to create more awareness. People don't know about you if they don't know about you. It's as simple as that. You have absolutely everything at your fingertips. And so I'm looking forward to being able to help you and, putting some strategy in place.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thanks.
Coming up, meet the eco game changer who's giving hair salon waste a new life. Plus, some timely advice about managing your boundaries when you're self-employed.
Hi, I'm Paul Frasca, co-founder of Sustainable Salons, and welcome to the Sydney Depot. Sustainable Salons is a comprehensive resource recovery service. We're designed specifically for the salon environment. We reward salons for being part of the program, and everything that we collect from salons gets redirected back into local communities, charitable programs. So we recycle everything from human hair, ponytails, chemicals, shampoo bottles, even the aluminium foil that goes on to colour women's hair. We take all types of the materials that come through a hair salon and beauty salon. One of the products that came out of this was a hair boom. We actually now sell these hair booms that actually end up getting used to clean up oil spills across Australia and also within your councils. We've even found a way to turn hair into a fertiliser. Sustainability wasn't a big part of my life many years ago. Hairdressing was everything, fashion. It's when I met my partner, Evelina, who was actually studying fashion sustainability, that really opened my eyes to where do things actually go and what do they do? And we went for this long drive around Australia. We spent around $7,000 in petrol. We went to 160 hair salons. We studied their waste. And after all of that, we started writing the business plan for Sustainable Salons. And the rest is history. Now we have over 1,500 hair salons signed up to Sustainable Salons across Australia and New Zealand. Our relationship with IKEA started actually in the beginning where we were out looking for the best bins that could suit our recycling program. At Sustainable Salons, it's really important to separate, so we need a lot of bins to go inside a salon. And when we were looking, we didn't have to go too far. IKEA not only delivered us the right bins, they delivered the right supply chain we needed for, of course, a lot of bins to be delivered to us on time every week. And IKEA just kept delivering in that space. IKEA reached out to us to tell us about the new IKEA Business Network. What's amazing about this network is it not only really helped us scale our business, they offered us a great customer service, which is really crucial to a business, knowing that we can call upon someone specific to our needs at the time to solve our problems. When it comes to people, we're really proud about the people we employ across Australia and New Zealand. Over 50% of our staff have a disability, and it's super excited to give them a job with security and a place to work every day. We're also really proud about how we've delivered so many meals to Oz Harvest and Kiwi Harvest through our recycling program. So we provided 210,000 meals through that program. We've also collected 180,000 ponytails for medical wigs. What's next for Sustainable Salons? Well, we've got really big places we want to go. So far that we want to make sure that our recycling program can touch everyone across Australia and New Zealand. We want to make sure we can connect those dots. And now we're going to be building the best booking platform for those consumers to book their next hair service or beauty service in a sustainable salon.
Everyone has a plan B, but remember, there is no planet B.
I'm Anita Sarkar, co-founder of Hero Packaging, and this is Small Business Help Desk. Alison at Avalanche Photography asks, how do you set firm boundaries when you're self-employed and working from home, and the school wants a meeting or someone needs a medical appointment? Firstly, Alison, you are in charge of your own boundaries. It's no one else's responsibility but your own. Don't think about work-life balance in the traditional sense where we think about it like hours worked. Think about it in the quality of work that you do and that you get to wake up and do the things that you want to do. If you need to go to the school for a meeting or have a medical appointment, make that your priority. You can push work to the next day. Every day for me, I prioritize 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. to spend quality time with my kids. I pick them up from school, preschool, bring them home, make them dinner, put them to bed, and then I work from 8 p.m. onwards. For other people, that doesn't seem like a very good work-life balance, but to me, I love it because I get to choose my own hours, I don't need to answer to anybody else, and I still get to make quality time for my kids. Boundaries are all about mindset, and I never want you to feel guilty about your work-life balance. If a client has given you a date and time that doesn't work for you, I want you to be super honest about what you've got going on, have clear communication, and maybe give them alternate times that could work for them. All you need to do is make sure that they know that you really want this to work. Boundaries are really hard, and sometimes you have to make tough decisions between what makes you money and your personal life. Make sure you focus on the priorities and try not to feel guilty about the rest.
After the break, impact lender Wealth shows us what their business does for the environment. Plus, we catch up with an entrepreneur whose coastal-inspired furniture has taken America by storm.
My name is Brodie Hapt and I'm CEO and co-founder of Wealth. Wealth's impact pledge for cleaning up beaches and Aussie coastlines is for every home loan that we settle, we will create 50 square metres of beach cleanup with Parley for the Oceans. The biggest takeaway from today's cleanup is we are able to walk the walk and talk the talk.
Where we are now is the plane spotting beach in Sydney, right next to the airport. And this area is quite a nice little wetlands, vegetated area for the wildlife, etc. And also the fish life is quite extensive. But what we do find is there's a hot spot when it comes to marine debris. There's huge amount of organisations and people that are very passionate, like the people here. We've got 100 people on the beach cleaning this beach, so that's what's changing in the whole arena, is more and more organisations are getting more and more proactive.
Impact lending is about businesses taking responsibility, or lending businesses taking responsibility to do good within our community. It doesn't have to be beach cleanup. It can be schooling, can be education, but it's about making sure that within your organisation you have a clear purpose.
Welcome back to Kochie's Business Builders, where we spotlight entrepreneurs changing the way we do business. Today we're joined by David Light, the co-founder of Icon by Design, an Australian design, Scandi-inspired mid-century furniture company that's been making waves internationally. David, thank you for joining us. Good to see you.
Thank you, and appreciate being here.
You started in 2015.
Yes.
It's a business you operate with your son, Adam. What inspired you to start the business?
I've got a substantial background in manufacturing, logistics, technology, and it turns out our family has been in furniture, it's now 5 generations. My father had a furniture factory. In fact, as a kid, I used to go there, made speaker stands, go-karts, skateboards, all sorts of things, chessboards, and learned the whole manufacturing process and what's involved in that. My father's father was a carpenter, his grandfather was a joiner, and now my son and I decided, let's focus on something in a category we know and understand. So we identified a range of products that he could deploy in his existing business in the homeware category, a range of dining tables and chairs, to a design criteria that we felt the market required, and there was an immediate and highly positive response.
Gee, I love those sorts of stories, because 5 generations in the same sort of industry, kids almost pick up the business by osmosis.
Yeah, there's 2 sides to that. That is one side, and certainly that was my experience, but kids often are very independent. And when you try to teach them things, often they've got their own mind to it.
How do you keep the father-son relationship intact while being business partners at the same time? Do you set yourself certain rules?
We try to, and we've discovered the way to make that work is clarity of roles and a peer relationship in consensus decision making. But it is challenging because certain things that as a father you're saying you'd expect a certain response, you may not get that. In fact, my daughter's now joined the business, so I've got this unique opportunity of every day working with my family.
How special is that?
It's very special.
Yeah, absolutely it is. So you were saying the new designs were an instant success on Adam's old homeware business.
Yes.
Why do you think? Was it the style?
We did 2 things. It was a Scandi style, which is a style, as I say, I understand. And we went for the concept of authenticity. Authenticity of materials, authenticity of how it's manufactured, artisan style manufacturing, small batch lots. And so we managed to bring to market a range of products that our competitors were typically about double our price. We were able to manufacture offshore to a very tight specification and quality standards and bring it to market at an attractive price point. And Scandinavian really, it was the right time to bring it to market.
But you didn't only bring it to market in Australia, you almost immediately took it to the United States as well. That's a gutsy move. Why?
We sort of thought globally, right? Should we go into Asia? Asia, every country is different languages, different culture, it's very different. You have to go into each country one by one and overcome those challenges one by one. Europe, you sort of coast to Newcastle, didn't make too much sense. We actually considered China, but China, you either got to compete at the top end with a very strong brand, so you better know your brand and understand it, or bottom end volume, and that isn't our place.
Yep.
And then America emerged in the equation. And it turns out America, on one hand, is homogenous. It's an English-speaking language, there's a consistency. In practice, there's a lot of difference there, state by state, but you can operate in a homogenous way. And so we came to the conclusion we could do it. So do we open up the next store in Brisbane, which we still are planning to do, or do we go into the big smoke. And as entrepreneurs, we took a view on this and said, we think that's the place we should go.
When you look back over the journey of this business, what's the most pivotal moment for you in terms of its success?
The decision to start a family business with my son and subsequently my daughter joining has been phenomenal. As a father, it's quite a unique position to be in, and that's allowed us as a business to embrace cultural values, family cultural values, into the business.
Wow. There's some great lessons there. David, thanks for sharing them for us. Really appreciate it.
Okay,
Good
thank
to see you.
And thanks for having me.
After the break, Karen Eck helps Roundabout Circus take their awareness campaign centre stage. Welcome back to Kochie's Business Builders. It's time to check in with branding expert Karen Eck as she helps Roundabout Circus raise the tent on their awareness campaign and sharpen their brand strategy for greater visibility.
We've established that Roundabout Circus has huge opportunity, and we know that your challenges ahead of you really are around brand awareness, which is a PR and publicity opportunity. You've both got a great backstory. That is something I think to your huge advantage. And the fact that you've come to the circus really through a deep passion, and it's driving you forward in this social enterprise, which is obviously wonderful for the community. So you've got a lot of audiences. So what I've looked at your website, I've looked at lots of different assets that you have, and I'd like to sort of talk to you about what we think we can do forward, which is, okay, 3 key things to a killer strategy. Number 1, you need a visibility plan. Now, the visibility plan is really going to create your opportunities for the energy around which you're going to create new audiences and attention. So the opportunity to streamline that a bit is going to be probably the number 1 piece of advice. You've got classes for kids, you've got classes for adults, you work with people in the disability sector. And when I looked at the website, you know, you've just got so much information there. I'd say that stripping that back is going to be probably one of the first things to do. Secondly, asset ready. To be asset ready is really about having all the best available visuals, so photographs and videos. What I've seen actually so far is for such a visual business, I think you could really step up the visuals. Now that includes high-res photography, and you know, as a professional publicist, I can't do anything without great imagery. It really helps to sell a story. So I would definitely think that an investment in good photography is critical, and also some videography as well. You're selling the visuals here, you're selling the magic, you're selling the fun, and you're selling all of those benefits, the health and wellness, the ability to trust people in your team that might appeal to corporates, all of those wonderful sort of benefits that you get from the circus. I want to feel that in a video, and I want to feel like I want to come. I want to book ASAP because I feel like I want to be a part of this community. Think about some corporate photography. If you're selling to these different audiences, you need assets that reflect the different audiences. So that brings me to the 3rd element of the killer PR strategy, which is really clearly defining who your audiences are. Now, it's not just an audience for you guys. You've got a few, you've got different clients, and that's where the assets come in. You've got to make sure you're giving them the assets that they need, and you're giving them the story opportunities that they need. You guys are great talent. You guys are a great story. When you look at your website, my recommendation would be to simplify, simplify, simplify. Make it super easy to for people to get what they need. Really divide your website into the different offerings that you need to sort of, I guess, your segmentation. So your corporate is, I think, a huge opportunity for you. You've got your kids, the schools and kids, and then you have events. And then that also segues into events for the community and the business community at large. So, the visibility plan, what's on it? One suggestion if I can. This is an amazing space, and you haven't yet launched it officially, if I'm right.
Not a grand opening, no.
Right.
Yes.
So that could be something that I would look at. So officially launching the space to your entire database means that A, they're going to know about it. It's an opportunity to tell them about it, and then if you are inviting them to something that's engaging them, and I can guarantee you will get sales off the back of a launch event. So to recap, your killer PR strategy needs to have a visibility plan, you need to be asset ready, and you need to have clearly defined audiences and a way of communicating to them so they know what they're buying from you.
Thank you so much.
Well, Karen gave us some terrific advice there that will hopefully help Roundabout Circus find its place in the spotlight. And if you're feeling charitable and want to assist Roundabout Circus and the fantastic work they do as a social enterprise, don't forget they have DGR status and you can donate via their website. Well, that's just about all we have time for today. Remember, if you're looking for tips, the latest news or expert advice, you can find them 24/7 online at kochiesbusinessbuilders.com.au or follow Kochie's Biz on Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta and X. See you next time. Next week on Kochie's Business Builders, marketing expert Chris Malotti helps husband and wife run Tough Wash boost their business. Social media marketing tips on how TikTok can boost your sales, plus the Melbourne manufacturer that's still innovating after 75 years in business.